Okay, I think we're recording. Okay. Yeah, so we're in the last week of this. I hope that you guys have found it helpful. I feel like it always gets a little quieter towards the end of a group. That's 30 days. But those of you who are here and committed, like that's awesome. Like way to stick it through, way to keep going strong. And this is the week that you really want to, 10x it and really make it happen. If you don't feel like you are close to the goal that you wanted to reach by the end of this challenge, then just 10x everything. And I'll talk a little bit about that. But I really want to zone in today on confidence, because I feel as a coach, I've been a coach for 7 years, and that was one thing that I always struggled with that would hold me back from sharing the coach opportunity with everyone, right? And now that I've gained that confidence, I feel like I've learned so much through my 7 years that I want to share with, sorry, I'm going to be all squeaky, you guys, I hope. I'm just going to apologize first and foremost. But I learned so much that I wanted to share with you guys, what has helped me the most to gain that confidence to invite more, to talk more about the coaching opportunity, the things that I feel like held me back. I want you guys to, kind of learn from the things that I've done and in order to further, yourself with recruiting. But first and foremost, I want to do like this little assessment. Okay, I want us to really take a hard look, because we're in the last week of this challenge. I want to take a hard look at how we've done so far, or maybe just how you feel overall with recruiting and building your team. So the question I want to ask is, and maybe you have a piece of paper and you want to write down your number, you don't have to share it with the group, but I would love for you guys to think about this. Like really, really think about it, because I found that when I was first starting to talk about the coach opportunity, I felt that I always had to take a hard look at how many coaches I was adding, or how much confidence I had in my posts, or how much I was posting. So I want you to ask, am I a strong and consistent recruiter? Okay. And it's on a level from 1 to 4. Okay. 1 being, I've never recruited a coach. Okay. Hopefully you're not a 1. And if you are, hopefully you've learned enough through this, boot camp that you can go out there and recruit your first coach. And that will be the first one of many, but it's okay to be a 1. Okay. You just have to keep learning. Number 2, I'm inconsistent and haven't found my tribe. Okay. Maybe you've added coaches, but maybe you feel like your coaches aren't your people. Okay. That can happen. I felt like that for a long time. I was adding coaches and I was like, they're not doing anything because I feel like they're not my tribe. Okay. So maybe you're not sharing the right types of posts. Maybe you're not sharing your 5 things, right? Your 5 things that you love about yourself. Those are the things you need to share about to attract your tribe. So number 3, I add a few coaches a month and they are close to my dream team. Okay. They're almost there, not quite, but they're close to what I would consider my dream team to be. And then number 4, which is up at the top, is I add 5+ dream team coaches a month. Okay. And maybe that seems a lot to you guys right now, and that's okay, but you will get there in time and with practicing all these things that I'm going to share with you. So whether you are a 1 or a 4, okay, I want you guys to ask yourself what's holding you back. Okay. It could be one of these things, or it could be many of these things. And these are the things I always had to ask myself. Okay. And there's 4 things. Number 1 is you don't believe in the coach opportunity. Okay. Hopefully you guys all by now, you believe in what we have to offer. You believe in the coaching opportunity. You believe in what it can add to your lives. So hopefully that one's not it. And if so, you just need to dig deep and start, reaching out to people and doing the programs and doing the meal plans and becoming part of this opportunity. Number 2, you don't believe in yourself as a leader. Okay. I was number 2 for a very long time, for too long. Okay. And I'm going to dive into each of these different sections as I go through this. So number 3 is you don't know who you want to attract. Okay. That's saying that you just aren't really attracting your tribe. You're not attracting the right people. And number 4 is you don't take enough action. Okay. Maybe you take the trainings, you read the books, you do your personal development, but then you don't act on it. Okay. So those could be 4 things that are holding you back. Maybe it's all 4 of them. Maybe it's just a couple of them. Maybe it's only 1 of those things. But I'm going to dig deep into all of those things. So if you want to take notes, but these are just coming from my perspective. Maybe you feel differently, but I just wanted to share my perspective and what has helped me through the 7 years that I've been a coach. Okay. And I do want to say too, just so that you guys know my record, I do recruit. I'm not a huge recruiter. I don't recruit like 15, 20 coaches a month like some coaches, but I feel like lately I have been recruiting my tribe. Okay. And that's where the shift happened for me, where I was recruiting, okay, back a couple years ago, or even last year, I was recruiting, I'm looking at my calendar or my list here. I recruited a good 100 plus coaches last year, and maybe a handful of them, you know, really, really work the business. Okay. And that kind of means that maybe I'm not attracting my tribe. Okay. Maybe I'm not talking about how hard I work in this business. Maybe I'm not talking about, you know, coaching enough on my Facebook page. So those are the things that I changed to be able to attract more people. And now I do recruit about 5 to 6 coaches a month, and they all are doing awesome. Okay. Maybe not all. There are some that just want the discount, and that's okay. But they're definitely closer to my people, closer to who I am and who I wanted to attract. Okay, so let's dive deep into number 1, okay? Believing in the coach opportunity. Okay, so I want you guys to think about, what do you hear about when you hear the word recruiting? Do you think it's like an icky, like just doesn't sound good to you? Because to me, in the past, I used to not use the word recruiting because it was kind of icky, and I was like, well, I like the word team building. But a shift that I made in my business was not being afraid of the recruiting word, okay? Because it's more or less like you want to think about recruiting as like high schoolers, right? High schoolers get recruited. Athletes in high school get recruited to join college teams. They get recruited because they're amazing. They're amazing at the sport that they do. So I want you guys to go and invite people to the coaching opportunity, kind of like that. Like, you think they're amazing. You look at their page, you see them in your challenge group. You think they're a rock star. Approach it that way and you will have more confidence, right? Don't be afraid of that recruiting word, but think of this business. And I say it all the time, and you guys probably hear it all the time. It is a gift. Okay. You have a gift in your hands, and you have to look at it like you're inviting that person, and it's an honor for you to invite them. Okay. So truly, you know, think about that recruitment word as in like a job recruitment, as in a high school athlete getting recruited to a college team. It's an amazing thing. Okay. And then share what coaching has done for you relentlessly and unapologetically. Okay. That's something I didn't do all the time. I never really shared the true me, my true struggles in the past. Now I more often talk about where I was before coaching and how coaching has changed me. Okay. So share it unapologetically. And if you haven't had much success yet, maybe you're a new coach, maybe you don't have a lot of coaches on your team yet, look at those who have gone before you. Okay. Look at your upline, look at your star diamond leaders. Like, look at those people and then talk about where you hope to be. Okay. You have things to share, and what you have to share, there's 3 different things that you can share. It's your physical success. Okay. Product of the product. We say it all the time. Okay. You will have more confidence in what you're doing if you are following our programs and our meal plans 100%. Okay. Physical success. Act like you're in a test group, you guys. It's an honor to be in a test group, but you can most definitely act like you're in one, right? Maybe it's not the same, but like, I always pretend I'm in one. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm in Autumn's test group, right? And I'm not, but I always remember what it was like to be in a test group. And you guys, it is the best accountability ever. So pretend that trainer is watching you every day in that group. Pretend that they may share your before and after pictures, right? That will build your confidence, because you're going to get amazing results because you're sharing your physical success. Get to know the product, you guys. If the new bars come out and you know nothing about our beach bar, you're not going to have confidence talking to people about it. You have to go in and learn about the products. Like I do. I don't ever know anything when these things come out, but I go and I FAQ, and I go and I watch the videos from corporate. You go to Beachbody Champions page, you go to Beachbody Coach 411, and the information is at your fingertips. Like, it is all there for you. Your confidence will grow if you do those things and you learn those things. Okay. In the beginning, guys, I sucked at that. I absolutely sucked. People would ask me about products and I'd be like, oh my God, I got to go scramble at FAQ because I don't know. I really didn't take the time to learn. okay? But I promise you, if you take the time to learn about everything that comes out, about 2B mindset, about Joel's new program, about the bars, you will just have more confidence, okay? The more you know, your confidence will grow, okay? And then the second thing you want to share is your emotional success, the community, personal development, how you've changed on the inside, right? Not just physical, like your physical success, but what has changed on you on the inside. And so many of you guys do that so well. You know, I'm looking at Cheryl, I'm looking at Veronica, like so many of you share what Beachbody has done for you on the inside. And that's something I did not do. I always shared my physical, it was always fitness for me, right? I was always like sharing fitness. So I would attract the fitness people that didn't really care to build a business, right? And that's not what I wanted. I wanted to help people grow a business and financial success and time freedom. But it didn't start to happen until I started to share how I've changed on the inside, okay? And then the third thing you want to share is financial success, okay? I don't care if you haven't earned a huge paycheck yet, okay? If you haven't had a huge success yet. If you earned $14 for your first paycheck and you love peanut butter, like you can share that you're so excited to go buy this fancy peanut butter, okay? Like the fancy organic peanut butter, right? And then you'll attract people that love peanut butter like you do and that want to buy the fancy peanut butter. And they're going to be your tribe, right? That's what I started doing, right? Just share your small wins and you will attract your tribe, okay? It doesn't have to be about earning thousands of dollars or your first $1,000 paycheck. It's not about that because people don't relate to that. They're going to follow you for being authentic, and sharing every step of the journey. Another thing I never did was share my journey or share my vision, okay? Sharing your vision is so important. And if you haven't had a huge milestone in your business, it's okay. You can share what you're planning on doing. So I'm planning on leaving my job in a year. My coach has done it. A member on my team has done it. And that is my goal. And people will look at you and be like, holy cow, she's doing this business. Like Beachbody is going to help her leave her job. Like, that's amazing. And they're going to follow you and maybe they'll join you and want to do that with you. Okay. Oh my gosh, I can't stop looking at this cutie. Oh my God, her little face. She's so cute. Okay, she's distracting me. She's so adorable. I hope. I see yellow. Yes. Oh, she's muted.
He's a boy.
Okay. Well, he's a very cute boy. Oh my gosh, you're adorable. Hi.
I find babies very distracting too, so don't worry.
I love it. He's adorable. Thank you. All right. So even if you're not there yet and you're not to your ultimate goal in this business, share where you want to be, where you would love to go. Okay. So that was the first one, which is believing in the coach opportunity. Okay. And then the second one is believing in yourself. Believing in yourself. If you do not believe in yourself, you guys, who is going to? Nobody. And I struggled with that for the longest time. I did not believe in myself as a leader. And I felt like my coaches wouldn't look at me like a leader because I didn't believe in who I was as a leader. So if you are questioning yourself, people are going to question you. Okay, so believe in yourself as a leader. And if you're not diamond right now, and maybe you're diamond, but you haven't reached your star diamond, like act like you already are. Act like you're a diamond coach. Make those posts all about you having that confidence and you being this rock star coach. This business, I think of it as like what do I call it? Like build the plane as you fly it kind of a gig. You know, build the plane as you fly it. You learn it by doing. Okay, and that's how I learned. I just learned as I went. And the more I invited people and the more I, talked to people about the coach opportunity, the more that confidence grew. And you're going to learn by doing, not by reading. So you guys can join this group. You can read all the posts. You can watch all the videos. You can stay accountable to this group. But if you're not acting on it, you're not going to see that success. Okay. Maybe some coaches look at this like, this is something that I did in the past. I can't lead because my Success Club numbers are low. Okay, maybe some of you feel that way. Like, how can I be a leader if my Success Club numbers are low, if I haven't even reached diamond yet? You sign up coaches, okay? And let me tell you, sign up coaches if you want to better yourself. Because guess what? If you become a leader and you have 2 coaches on your team, they're going to look at you and they're going to be like, I want to be like her. Okay. And you're going to step up your game so that your coaches step up their game. So once I started building a team, I'm like, I can't reach Success Club 5 anymore. I have to reach Success Club 10 so that my coaches don't set that bar too low. So if you're ever feeling like you're not a strong enough leader, add more coaches to your team, because then you're going to feel like, gosh, I have to step it up because I want my coaches to look at me and set that bar higher for themselves. Okay. So if you're a leader and you have coaches on your team and you're hitting Success Club 5, that's great. You're hitting the minimum, but I challenge you to reach Success Club 10, because then your coaches are going to be like, ooh, aha, she's hitting Success Club 10. I want to aim for that top bar too. Okay. So, that's one thing about feeling like I wasn't a good enough leader. I wasn't challenging myself in the beginning. Okay. But if you guys add more coaches to your team, you're going to have more people to lead, and the speed of the leader is the speed of the pack. You hear it all the time. So recruit people so that it pushes you to step up and lead them, break through those self-limiting beliefs. Also, the next thing to really help you to feel like you're a stronger leader is personal development. It's a given. It's huge. It's the biggest thing that has helped me transform as a leader. Okay, there's so many books I could list off, so many. The next one on my list, you guys, is called Be Obsessed by Grant Cardone. Has anyone read that one yet? You have? How was it? Did you like it? Good. Okay. I heard it was highly recommended by some coaches on the 5-star and above wall. And I'm like, that's next on my list. But I'm reading Wash Your Face. What is it? I'm like almost done with it, and I can't even say it. Girl, Wash Your Face. So many people on our Mexico trip are reading it as well. I read it on the plane. That's another one that is amazing if you have coaches or yourself who's struggling with confidence. It's a great book, Girl, Wash Your Face. But Be Obsessed by Grant Cardone. He has amazing books, so check Grant Cardone out. But personal development is huge. It's just a given. You have to do it. It's non-negotiable if you feel like you're struggling with confidence and as a leader. All right, so that is building your confidence as a leader. Number 3 is know who you want to attract. Okay, this goes back to your avatar. You have to know who you want to attract. It's your 5 pillars. Okay, you should be posting about your 5 pillars all the time. But be specific, be authentic to you. It's that quote you hear all the time, right? If you speak to everyone, you speak to no one. You reach no one. So you have to get out there and talk about your 5 things so that you can attract those people. Okay. Also, don't be afraid to share the coaching opportunity on your wall, on Instagram. Social media is your storefront, you guys. It's your storefront. You want to open your doors. Okay. Think about it like, I always like to think about it like it's a coffee shop, right? Like you're opening a coffee shop. You wouldn't want your friends not to know that you opened a coffee shop, right? So if you have this business, like you should definitely be sharing about it all the time. Okay. Every day you should have a coaching post. Okay, in some way related around coaching, but use that coffee shop mentality to get over that fear of posting about coaching. Okay, don't be afraid. Also, create curiosity. When I used to post all the program names, I used to talk about Beachbody. I used to say the word Shakeology. I used to do all that. I didn't feel like I was recruiting the right people, and I didn't get enough people reaching out to me. My world opened up when I heard Shailene talk about curiosity marketing and never using Beachbody, the program names. I don't say energize, I say pep juice. People say mom crack or mom juice, whatever you say, find something that relates to you well and you like to use. I won't even say like coaching in general anymore. I'd like to say lifestyle coaching gig, right? Like that's a great thing to say. But create that curiosity, because when I started doing that, people reach out to me like way more. Like, what is this coaching gig that you're doing? Like, how is this helping your lifestyle, right? Or how many times I've said the word pep juice on my Insta stories and people are just like, what is this you're drinking? I want some of it, like they reach out to you and then that opens up that conversation. Okay. So that will build your confidence alone, because you're going to be like, wow, like people are actually coming to me. Right. And then also, you get what you post for. Okay. You get what you post for. If you want rock star coaches on your team, you should be posting like a rock star coach. Okay. And I don't care where you're at in your business right now. You should fake it till you make it. Right. That's what I always tell myself. Right. Even in the very beginning, I was like, I'm going to fake it and I'm going to act like in my posts, I'm a 10-star diamond coach. Okay. People do not know, you guys, if you're an emerald coach, if you're a diamond coach, if you're a star diamond coach, they have no idea. So post like you're a rock star and you will attract rock star coaches. Okay. You also have to share the hard stuff, share the hard work. I used to be so afraid of sharing how much I work, right? But now I will share on my stories if I'm up late working, okay? And the difference between your posts on Instagram, I'm talking Instagram specifically right now, but I just want to share with you guys the difference of my posts and my Insta stories, okay? Your posts, I'm always thinking about posting clear, bright pictures, okay? It's like a scroll stopping post. It's your highlight reel, okay? It's a highlight reel of your day or what you're doing. Your stories are behind the scenes. It shares the hard work, what you're doing in between all the other stuff. If you're up midnight till working, if you get up early to do your workout, you're gonna share that. You share the stuff you're doing. If I have to go out, and I do share, like, you know, if I have to go out and make a post office run for my coaches, I share that. You wanna share what you're doing with your business on your Insta stories, because that's where, to me, I don't know about you guys, but my stories are like quadruple what people see on my feed. Okay, so I get way more views on my story. On my stories. Hold on a second. Uh-oh, reaching my limit. Okay. Breathe. Okay. All right, so don't be afraid to show the hard work, okay? You want people to see the hard work, and oftentimes when I post about coaching now, I'll say that. I'll say, like, I'm looking for those hard workers, those hustlers, those people that really want to make this business work for you. I'm looking for that, okay? Because I feel like that's why I was not attracting hard workers before, is because I wasn't sharing about it, okay? So share about the hard work, the sacrifice, share all of that. All right, number 4, the last one is take more action. And you guys have all heard the 10X rule, right? Especially this week, you guys, you got to 10X it. You got to get a challenge group started. I don't care if you don't have plans to start one, you should. You guys have to fill up your challenge groups. There is a gold mine of people to reach out to. And if your challenge group ended for 80-day obsession and you didn't reach out to every single person about coaching, then you're far behind right now. You should have reached out to every single person already that's in your challenge group, okay? You don't ever know until you ask. So shoot out those personal messages, hop on the phone with them if they're interested, shoot them a voice message so that they can hear how much you care. Those are things I didn't do in the past that I've changed about my business now. And holy cow, the difference is huge. When I hop on the phone with someone interested in coaching, it's a game changer. I can get way more people to sign up right on the spot if they're on the phone with me. Okay, they just hear that passion. I'm able to really combat their objections easier. Okay, they hear my passion. It's just so much better. So if you have not gotten on the phone with people interested in coaching, hands down, I challenge you to do it because it will help you, I promise. And don't be afraid. Every time you do it, I was super nervous doing my phone calls at first, but they get easier every time. And you're never going to succeed with that if you don't try it. Okay. Talk about coaching every day. You know, those posts that are about coaching might get less likes than some other posts that you do, but don't be concerned about the likes. That's one thing that kind of held me back from posting about coaching so much, because I was like, gosh, you know, all my other posts get 100 likes on Facebook and my coaching posts get like 20, you know, and I used to let it discourage me, but I don't anymore, because even if those 20 people liked my picture, other people are still watching. They might not have clicked like. And those 20 people that I reach out to that like my picture or comment on my post, those are people that are really interested in coaching, okay? So don't be afraid of those likes. And then 10X your challenge groups. Make sure that you're 10Xing the people you reach out to. 10X your invites, 10X your public posts, 10X your sneak peeks. Make sure that you guys are running sneak peeks. If you guys are a diamond coach on this call, even if you're an emerald coach, you have the possibility to run your own sneak peek. You want people to look at you as a leader, okay? I do share my sneak peeks with Heather Archer and Cheryl, and we do them together. So that's great. You can combine with other coaches, right? I mean, I don't know, Cheryl and Heather and I did it in Mexico. And the confidence that we all had was so much different. And I know Cheryl would probably say the same thing, is that we just were able to bounce off each other so much easier. And even if you're on a Zoom call together live, it's way easier than being by yourself. You just have different perspectives. So team up with someone, right? If you're doing a sneak peek by yourself, like team up with someone. It's way more perspective. And someone in your sneak peek might relate to Cheryl and not to me. And that might be the reason they sign up. I had someone in my sneak peek sign up because of Heather Archer's live video, right? She was like, I related to what Heather said and I'm ready to join you. And I was like, okay. So that goes to show you that you really need to go after it and join, team up with someone. What's the 10? Someone asked, what's 10X? Okay, so 10X is actually a book, Kristen. The 10X rule. I forget the author. Someone chime in because I'm having a brain fart right now. But 10X just means, Kristen, to like 10X your invites. Okay, if you send 10 invites a day, like 10X it. Okay, 10 times what you sent out. If you, let's say you invite 5 people, then 10X that. Okay, I don't care how many it is, but especially the last week of the month, you guys, like that's when you should be 10Xing. And honestly, I'll be honest with you guys, I 10X the first week of the month because I don't want to be I don't want to be scrambling at the end of the month. So I think Michelle File and I were both talking about this in Mexico. We're like, we wish that more coaches would 10X it in the beginning because you can reach your goal by the 10th or the 15th. And then you know what we noticed? Michelle and I and a lot of other coaches that went to Mexico were really wanting to reach our goal before we left for Mexico. And we did, but we really 10X it. We sent out way more messages. We invited more people. We followed up more. And guess what happened when we were in Mexico? All of that started to trickle down. All those messages started to flow back. And all of a sudden, I think Michelle was at Success Club 20 when she came to Mexico. She was at Success Club 30 when she left. She didn't do any work in Mexico. Well, she did. She does some work in Mexico. But it's because messages were flowing in from her 10Xing before we left for Mexico. And that's the same thing that happened to me. I'm all of a sudden getting these messages coming back because it takes people time to respond. So you guys, invite coaches to join you in the beginning of the month. Talk to people early on in the month and 10X your invites early on, and you will see that you'll reap the rewards later in the month. Like it will all start coming in and you won't have to work as hard towards the end. Okay. So that's all I wanted to share there. And then I just had 8 tips, you guys, 8 tips for success that has helped me to become a more confident, inviter to the coach opportunity. Number 1 is emotionally detach yourself from the outcome. Okay. Emotionally detach yourself from the outcome. You shouldn't have to convince anyone. Okay. You shouldn't feel like, oh my gosh, I have to convince this person to sign up with me. You should just offer the opportunity like you're offering coffee, okay? Or like you're offering a dessert at a restaurant, okay? If you were offering someone coffee or dessert, you wouldn't be offended if they said, oh no, I'm not really a coffee drinker, You would be like, okay, cool, that's fine. Approach inviting that way and you will be less fearful. You'll have more confidence. I promise you it'll help you so much. So just have your mindset more like, who cares if they say no? Detach yourself from the outcome. Number 2, focus on helping them. It's all about them, you guys. Don't think about how many more coaches you need to add to your team. Focus about how this opportunity can change their life, how each piece of this opportunity, how the fitness side, the accountability, the community, the friendships, the financial side, the time freedom, how every single part of this business could potentially change their life. Okay, that's how I approach inviting, and that's how I feel more confident going forward. Also think about forming. Every time you talk to someone, think about forming. F-O-R-M. Okay, this goes back old school Beachbody, but it's family, occupation, relationship, and then message. It's just getting to know them. Basically, that's all it is, getting to know them. Every person that you talk to about coaching, you should dive into their life so that you know how to combat their objections, how you know their pain points, how you know their why. Like it is all about their why. And then this thing's called SIGN, okay, S-I-G-N. After I form, I think about SIGN. Strengths, interests, goals, and needs. Those are different things you can ask them. What are your strengths? What do you find that you love about health and fitness? Where do you find your weaknesses, right? What is your weakness when it comes to eating healthy or working out? Or where do you feel like you're struggling financially? Or, just asking those questions is going to open up a conversation that you can really tell them about your story and how it's helped you. So strengths, interests, goals, and needs. Those are things to ask about. But ask questions, you guys, and then be a better listener. Okay, have 2 ears and 1 mouth, and it will go so far. Listen, okay, listen to their needs. Number 3, assume the sign up. Like, go into it assuming that they're going to sign up. Don't go into it like, this person's not going to sign up. They're not going to want to join my team. I'm a sucky leader. They're not going to join me. Go into it just assuming that every person you talk to is going to sign up. Just do it. That's what I had to change in my mind. I went into it always scared that I'd hear no. But when I started talking to people on the phone, and I started to reaching out to people via voice message or message, I started just thinking, this person's going to join my team. Like, this is going to change our life. Okay? Assume the sign up and then talk like it's our team. Okay? I used to do this in the beginning. It's an awful thing to do. Don't talk about my team. Okay? Talk about our team so that they can hear all about the community, all about the friendships that you've made, all about the support system that helps you to stay on track for however long you've been on track. I've been on track with my health and fitness goals for 8 years because of the community, because of the friendships. That's huge, right? Talk like it's a team and that you're joining a team and a team training, that other coaches that are new are going to be joining with you. And then we're going to have Zoom calls together with other new coaches. Like, they love that. They might not want to be the only one on a Zoom call. Okay. If they join your team, they might not be the only one on the phone. Okay. So leverage the team. Number 4, ask what's holding them back. Okay. If I have anyone that says no to me, I say, hey, I'm just curious, what's holding you back? That's the question that's helped me so much because I've turned it around. I've had people say no, and then they say, I just say, I'm just curious. It's totally okay. You don't have to join the team and it might not be your thing, but what's holding you back? Because they open up the doors right there. I had someone text me when I texted her that. She texted me that she wasn't into this and it wasn't her thing and she's not sure it's the right time. And I asked her what's holding her back. And when she told me, I was like, girl, like, this could totally change you. I don't remember what her objection was, but she texted me back and she's like, let's just go for it. Let's do this. I'm in. Okay. She got excited because I told her my story. And all you have to do if they're, afraid of rejection or they're afraid of failure, all you have to do is say, hey, you know what? That was a huge fear of mine. Share your story. I was so scared of that too, but this is how it's changed my life. Okay. Number 5, I already said this one, but I can stress it again. You got to be a good listener. I talked way too much when I first started as a coach. When I talked about coaching and I got people on the phone, I talked and I talked and I talked, and I didn't spend enough time listening. Now I do way less talking. I ask way more questions, and they open up and they share their story and they share their life and they share why they need help. And then you can dig deeper and answer their questions and offer solutions. Okay. And then it's all about the why power. Number 6, all about the why power. Ask them why they want to do this. Why would you like to join this health and fitness challenge? Or why, would coaching be great for you? Okay. Ask them what they need changes for. What do you need different in your life right now? It's all about their why. And then every time, keep reverting back to their why. Every time, just keep reverting back to it. Number 7, you get better with practice. I just had to learn that. I just had to learn that I just have to keep practicing. My phone calls may suck sometimes. Like, I may get more no's than yeses sometimes. But every time I have a phone call, or every time I do a voice message, or every time I invite someone via messenger, it gets easier and I start to get more yeses because they hear the confidence in me. But you have to practice it. You have to go out there and do it. You have to invite people to build that confidence. And then number 8, come from a place of confidence. I'm going to wrap this all up and just say, come from a place of confidence, because this is the end all be all for me. And I always have this in the back of my head when I'm talking to someone, is that you might change that person's life. Like, you may have the biggest impact on that person's life. anything's possible, you guys. Like anything is possible. Remember that you're going to fail forward all the time. You're going to have setbacks. You're going to fail forward, but you're going to keep on going. The people who are successful in this business are the people who don't let the failure hold them back. They keep going. They have that determination to keep going and learning from their mistakes. So if you don't ask someone, you guys, someone else will. If you don't ask them about coaching, someone else is going to come along and ask. So you just have to take that leap and ask them. So remember, it's a beautiful gift that you have to offer people. It's this thing that you're holding in your hands, and you have the opportunity to change someone's life. So that's all I have, you guys. But I would love to open this up for questions. It is the last week, so I want to make sure that you guys go into this with confidence, right? Go into this and finish strong. So you guys can feel free to unmute yourself if you have questions or comments or advice, things that are helping you right now. If you're rocking it and you're signing lots of coaches, share what's helping you.
I have a question.
Sure.
So I was wondering, how do you keep up with so many messages? Because you keep getting so many and so many and so many, and you know, and then you get so many that how do you just keep up with all of them?
That's it's a very good question, but you have to have a tracking system that works for you. I always have a notebook with me. My notebook's always in my purse. In Mexico, I saw Michelle pull out a notebook. Okay. So even if she's on the go and she gets a message from someone, she writes it down, right? I always have a notebook right here. I have like 3 notebooks next to me right now. Okay. And I have separate notebooks. I have a potential coach notebook, and I am old school, right? But it works for me. It works better. I've tried Teamsy. I've tried other things, and it's just not my jam. But you got to find what works for you and that you can stay consistent with. What I found with some other tracking things is that I wasn't consistent always going into my computer and updating Google things, okay? But my notebooks, I'll have a separate one for Instagram, separate one for Facebook, separate one for coaching, and that's how I keep track, okay? But that just works for me, and that might not work for you, but you have to have a tracking system that works for you because you'll lose people. So whatever works for you, stay consistent with it. Like that's the best advice I can give with that. I've went around back and forth doing so many different ways to track things, and I don't know, it just was a mess for me. So I just stuck to what works for me. Anybody else? Do you guys find that helped you? Do you feel like the things I talked about could help you build confidence? Do you feel like you're still lacking confidence? Oh, let me see. There's a chat question.
So not a question, but an observation. Maybe you can comment on that. But Michelle File, I always watch her. She inspires me so much. But I see that she is not afraid of talking about the program, talking about, you know, everything. So how do you do the attraction, you know, like, what do you call it?
Curiosity.
Curiosity marketing. If I don't talk about the programs, I just talk about the 80-day program. I'm going to do a 60-day one that's cardio. But I don't talk about the programs because they can just go and Google it. But
right.
I mean, Michelle, obviously, she's doing very well, but she's not afraid of talking about it, and she's straight up talks about it.
I think it all depends on the coach, right? Like I've tried both methods, and the curiosity works for me.
Yeah.
She had started saying something else for Energize. I don't remember what she called it, but then she just went to call it Energize. I think she even told me once that it just wasn't her jam. She didn't feel like calling it other names. She just wanted to call it what it was. So it works for her. She probably still has people reaching out saying, you know, what's this 80-day obsession thing? But I find I have more people messaging me if I just say what it, you know, it's my 80-day booty ab program, you know, then they're like, oh, what's this booty ab program you're doing? And that begins a conversation. But she may already have enough messages coming into her because of how much she shares that she doesn't have to worry about it too much. And I do have a lot of messages coming in, but I still like to just create that curiosity, because when she talked about that, it just, it really struck a chord with me, you know? And maybe you guys find that it's okay and that you still have people reaching out to you if you're using the 80-day obsession name or Energize or Shakeology. But
I don't. I do what you do. I just talk about the program and what it's doing for me, what it has done for me. I don't talk about the actual name.
Yeah, I just feel like, especially in the beginning, as you know, you're trying to grow a team, I just feel like you're going to have more people coming your way if you just create that curiosity, because they're going to be like, it's going to give them a reason to reach out to you, right? But sometimes maybe the top coaches or some coaches that are doing amazing, maybe they already have like so many messages coming in that they're like, who cares, if I just say the name of it, So, but yeah, I say go do what works for you. I know Michelle and I definitely talked about it. I can't remember her exact reasoning, but I think she was just like, I feel stupid calling it, pep juice or whatever. It was just not her thing. She just does whatever she wants. So it's totally okay to do what feels like it's in your wheelhouse,
Yeah.
So, and maybe try out both. You can totally try out both and see what works better. But I did try out both, and it just worked better for me to have people say, I had so many people messaging me on my Insta stories asking, what my drink was or what my superfoods shake was in the morning, what I drink every morning. Because if you do it consistently, you're making that shake every day, you're making that Energize every day, they're going to be like, what is that pep juice you're drinking? Or what is that superfood drink you're drinking in the mornings, If you're just saying, to me, I always felt like if I'm going to say Shakeology, they're going to be like, oh, is that Shakeology stuff, right? It's not going to open the doors for anybody to ask me questions about what it is. They're just going to say, oh, I've heard of that Shakeology. I don't want to do that, right? So that's just my opinion. Everybody's different, though. So. Cool.
I have another question.
Yes.
So when you're writing your posts, how do you first of all, how long does it take you to write one? And also how do you get so many different ideas? Like, what if you have an idea, but you can't figure out what words to put in it?
Oh, girl, that's one of my struggles. I always felt like I'm the worst with words, and I'm a horrible poster. I always felt like I look at other coaches, and I'm like, they just have this eloquent way of writing. But here's the thing, you guys, it's not about the exact words, okay? It's about your passion and how you reach that person through social media. So there's some coaches I follow on Instagram. Emily Kirby, she posted in Mexico the whole time, these bright, vibrant pictures, and just added quotes to them. It's not always about the post. If people see that picture and they're like, wow, she has this awesome quote. She's sitting on a beach somewhere on a trip with her coaches. That's pretty cool. And she still has a gazillion likes, and she can go and reach out to them. But what I do, if I feel like I need inspiration for a post, I go to other coaches' pages, I get a topic, and then I spin off of it. Or I look at my picture and I'm like, what quote could I find to match this picture? And then I can spin off of that. It never really comes from my brain. It comes from other posts. It comes from Pinterest. I'm just not as creative as some people. But you guys, so many coaches out there do amazing that don't really have the wordy posts, don't really have a ton of words to their posts. They still shoot messages to people. They still invite people, okay? It's not all about that. People do obviously want to come to your Instagram and get inspired. But if you're doing Insta stories, I could have a post one day that I just put a quote on. It's a really short paragraph. And if I'm sharing consistently on stories, that's all that matters, because I reach out to all those people. And those people are watching your daily life, right? So I don't know if anybody else has any thing to add with that, but I truly just believe it's, and it does take me a while. It takes me a while to make a post that really means a lot, that I really want to put a lot of work into. I could spend
how long does it take?
15 minutes sometimes making a post, but if I feel like it's going to reach a lot of people and I feel like it's my call to action, I'm going to spend time on it. I'm going to go look at other people's call to action. I'm going to reword it, make it my own. I'm going to add my own feelings to it. But
I find that I always get ideas from whatever I'm reading in personal development.
Yes, that's another one.
highlighting and things are going to speak to you, and you can always find a way to turn that into a post with a good picture. And one thing that Gary Vaynerchuk said once that I thought was really smart was, you don't always have to be like curating the best content ever, but if you just document your life, that's interesting to people, because people just are genuinely curious in what other people are doing, like even boring stuff. So if you just document things, then you're going to have people who are interested.
Exactly.
But
and that's why Insta stories is so huge right now, right? They're like getting a peek at your life, right? But you guys have to be sharing. You have to be sharing about coaching on Insta stories. You can't just share your fitness and your day-to-day life. I mean, that's all great, but you have to share the business side of things. Like, I could not believe the amount of viewers that increased on my Insta stories when I was in Mexico. Like, I think a lot. Cheryl had that happen. I know Michelle had it happen. Like, but when you are really digging deep into talking about what you do with this business, or, you know, what it has done for your life, like, people get interested. And when you have bright pictures, like we had in Mexico and we had bright pictures on our pages, people will look at that page and be like, let me check out her Insta stories and see where she's at, right? So if you have these bright, vibrant pictures, you go outside and take your pictures. More people are going to go look at your picture and then watch your stories. So they go hand in hand. So I felt like because I had more bright pictures on beaches and things like that, people were like, let me go check out where she's at and what she's doing, and then I can see a sneak peek into her life in Mexico. It doesn't mean you have to be in Mexico, you guys, or be on this tropical location, but have bright pictures. Make sure your lighting is good. Make sure you have some kind of light in front of you. Use the portrait. If you have a camera, use your freaking portrait mode. I was in Mexico and Michelle took a picture of me with a coconut drink, and it was in portrait mode. And I just realized I freaking had portrait mode on my phone the whole time. Didn't use it. So now I started using portrait mode. I don't have the selfie lens, so I face the camera the other way. It might take me a few more takes to take the picture, but I just sit myself in front of the camera. I can't see myself, but I'm like, hopefully I'm in the lens. And my post today on Instagram, if you look, way more clear than my other pictures. If you go back before Mexico, because those were all great, but the clarity is so much better. And that's what people are looking for on Instagram. It's not necessarily about the post, and what Cheryl said is perfect. It's so true. You know, it doesn't have to be about that as long as you're documenting your life. Like, how many people watch your stories and you think, oh my God, I have the most boring life ever. I do the same things every day. I wake up, I drink my Energize, I go work out, I sit at my desk, I work. People don't care. They want to see what you're doing. And so many people on Instagram stories aren't doing stories the right way. They're not engaging. They're not inviting. They're not doing, if they own a business, they should be doing stuff like that, and they're not. So you're at an advantage if you guys are there sharing, and inviting and engaging people on Insta stories. You're at an advantage for sure.
Is documenting your life giving great content?
Well, no. Documenting my life on Insta stories could be like watching my dog do something crazy, right? Or taking a walk with my dog, but I will talk during it. Be like, hey guys, oh my God, it's so nice.
Value,
right? What's that?
I mean, giving giving value, because aren't we supposed to give value?
Not all the time. I don't give value in all my stories. I will at some point in the day, but I share during the Bon Jovi concert, I shared some songs during Bon Jovi, and it's just people getting a sneak peek into your life. And then eventually when you share something of great value and you put a CTA on your Insta stories, more people will pay attention because they've been following your life and they feel like they know you. It's not all about giving great content all the time. It's about them feeling like they know, and trust you.
Okay.
Sherry, I talk to my phone when I make my posts.
You talk to the phone?
I talk them. I talk it. I don't type it.
Oh. Uh-huh.
So it's more my words coming through.
That's cool. That's a good idea. Great tip. Yeah, that's a good idea. Thank you.
Thanks.
Cool. All right. Anybody else have any questions or any concerns going into the last week? Are you guys feeling like you have a ways to go before you reach your goal? I know we got some money out there. We got some money in the pot. We don't want to end with a lot. So we want to give some away. No? Yeah, I see lots of you signing coaches. I see lots of coaches being added on the page, but gosh, you guys, consistency is key though. Like even on the weekends, like you gotta. I was way busy this weekend, like I did, and I sold 3 challenge packs. I haven't signed as many coaches this month, but I feel like because I've been in Mexico, I haven't really attacked that as much. But today I'm going into my 80-day obsession group, which I just started a new one. I'm going to reach out to all my previous challengers and invite them to the sneak peek, or I'm going to talk to them, get them on the phone and things like that. But I was still working. I was still inviting. I was still talking to people. I was still answering my messages. I was still getting out there and sharing my life. You can't just stop doing what you're doing on the weekends because it's not consistent and people won't trust you. So you got to be really, really consistent. Doing the same things you do on the weekdays, not the same things, maybe a little less, right? But still sharing your life on the weekends and still, inviting and reaching out to people and following up. Okay. So
I feel like the opportunities with Autumn, where she has the coaching group, now she's doing another one where she has the coaching group. Like, I feel like that's easier to talk to people and invite them to because they're looking for that. And probably it's because I'm attracting people who want to work out instead of want to create a business. But I feel like that it's easier for me to invite people to those types of groups and sign up as a coach to get the discount than to actually talk about the business.
Yeah, which is fine. I mean, I think Courtney too had great success, adding people to Autumn's group, and I think she added a lot of coaches. I'm not sure how are your coaches doing now, Courtney? They still just in it for the discount, or?
Well, I had 11 coaches sign up in December, I think. And one of them she wasn't one of the ones that signed up that month, but she was part of the test group. And she had been a coach for like 2 years just as a discount. And just starting the 80-day obsession and getting the results, she decided to go full throttle with coaching. And now she's one of my rockstar coaches, just already 3 months, into it already as her coaching business.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's the thing, you guys. You could think, oh my gosh, I'm adding all these discount coaches. They just want to get into Autumn's group. But if you really stay zoned into them and their goals, and you stay on top of, being invested in their results, really caring about them, helping them, they're going to see the results. You're going to help them stay on track. And then they're going to be like, wow, I have these amazing results. People are going to reach out to them and they could be interested in building the business, So don't ever think that, gosh, I'm just signing discount coaches, because so many discount coaches turn business builders all the time, right? So I definitely don't discourage that.
I was thinking that, oh, sorry, Sherry. I was thinking that today and last week and, this whole month that she announced that she's got this other group. Okay, great. You've got something to invite to, but then what? So if this is working this way, now there's not an opportunity with a celebrity trainer for someone to get into that group. So now what? Now how do you make that opportunity work?
You mean after this group is started?
Yeah.
Well, then you just got to go back. I mean, we didn't have these groups for many years, right? So you kind of got to go back to making your own challenge groups freaking rock, right? And they won't know that there's been a celebrity trainer group. They won't know what's happened in the past.
Actually, isn't Joel doing one? And isn't there one for To Be Mindset? So now all of them are doing it.
Oh, yeah,
I didn't know about
right. Oh my gosh, yeah, you're right. Sorry, I haven't been on as much with my family being here, but yeah.
So I think this is going to be a trend now, because Autumn's group was amazing.
And they probably see, I'm sure Beachbody sees the increase of numbers of coaches, so I'm sure they're like, okay, let's keep this going, right? So
yeah,
cool. Yeah, so if that's working for you, then go for that. But don't forget, to really invest in them and make them believe in themselves. And then, don't be afraid to talk to them about, oh my gosh, you're getting such great results. Have you ever thought about sharing them? Because you could inspire someone to join you, and then they could have their first sale, and that could be the first thing that boosts their business, or that first boost of confidence, right? So, so yeah. All right, all right. Any other questions, you guys?
I think
I don't have a question, but just something that kind of stood out, what you said earlier about asking them what's holding them back. Like, I've had a lot of people say, you know what, I think I'm just going to pass. And I just left it at that, like, okay, you know, I'll check in with you next month. But what kind of reminded me, too, is when I was kind of looking for a trainer to help me with competition, one of the trainers asked me, you know, what is holding you back? What are you worried about? And that was kind of like what got me to respond back. So I think that's really key, is just keep asking that question. You know, what's really holding you back? What is it that you're scared of?
It's amazing because it could be the littlest thing, right? It could be the littlest thing. It could be like, oh gosh, you know, my husband, he doesn't agree with this. You know, he doesn't think it's a good thing for me. And then I'll just share that my husband was the same way, right? Like, my husband wasn't sure what the heck this thing was, but you know, I just told him that I needed it for myself and I needed something else aside from being a mom and a nanny. So when I share that with them, they're like, you know what, you're right. I'm going to talk to him again. And they come back most of the time and they sign up. So no matter what it is, you guys, you're probably going to have something, some story in your life that you can share with them, or another coach on our team that had the same issue. You're going to have something to combat that objection, but you're never going to know if you just let it slide and they're like, no, I don't want to join your team, or this coaching thing isn't for me, or it's a scam, right? You're always going to have something to share with them if you just ask that question. So simple, right? And I didn't do that for years. I didn't do it in the beginning. And I just let people go that said no. And they were like, no, I'm going to pass. It doesn't sound like it's for me. You know, but you got to ask why so that you have something to share with them. So cool. Thank you for sharing that, Courtney. All right. Any other questions? We're going on 1:30 here, so usually try to keep it to an hour. Any other questions, you guys? Do you feel like what I shared helps you to go out there with confidence a little bit better? Was there anything new that I shared that you feel like resonated with you? I know, Courtney, that question resonated with you, which is awesome.
Like, do you also ask them if they say no to a challenge pack, like what's holding you back? I never
Oh
really,
my gosh,
I kind of just let it go too. I'm like, okay, well, I'll just, because she's like,
no.
I'm overwhelmed.
I rarely let anybody go unless they're really like not my niche. You know, if they look like they're not my person, I'm like, okay, see you later. You know, but like, no, if they say no to a challenge, you know, I'm like, okay, well, you know, I'm just curious why, you know, what's holding you back? Like, this is an amazing opportunity for you to like finally crush your goals. You know, what's up, you know? And
just that like life is overwhelming right now, or I just can't, you know, I'm like, who can't get 30 minutes of workout in? Like, who, because I think 80 days, I mean, an hour sounded long, but now it's like, you just make it work. You just do it.
Yeah. But I've had many people say no to 80-day obsession because they're like, oh, that's too long. I always have something to come back with. I'm like, girl, the results I've seen with this program are better than any program I've seen. Mm-hmm. And if you follow it, you're going to be amazed. And then I share pictures. In my messages, I'll add pictures of people's results on my team or in my challenge group or myself. Mm-hmm. And those pictures they'll look at because they know it's real. Like, I'm not going to, you know, they're like, wow, you know, wow, this really does. This is just an hour a day. I'm like, it's just an hour a day. It's like nothing, you know, and I make it sound like it's nothing. Like, I'm done. Bam, it's done. If you go to the gym, you're going to have to drive to the gym. You're going to have to drive home. You know, it takes too long, right?
Yeah, totally.
So honestly, there's an answer for every objection. You just have to really like think about your own story and what's helped you. Mm-hmm. So yeah. Awesome. Good stuff, guys. Great. Anything else? So we're going to go out there and end strong. We're going to go out there and send some invites. We're going to do some things that we're scared of. And we're going to bust through some fears, right? And be confident. Yes. Thumbs up. Awesome. Woo. Let's end this strong, you guys. You can do this. It's a gift. Go out there and share it. Okay. I think we have another call on Thursday with all of us. So we will be back, and then we'll end strong.
Amy, is there a call tonight at 8:30?
Yes, but it's going to be, because my voice isn't surviving very well, it's going to be a live power hour, but I encourage all of you to join because it's the end of the month and let's bang out some invites, right, together. I know I have so many coaches that join my live power hour like consistently that are like, hey, you're doing a live power hour. Like, I've missed them so much, right? Like, they're good at accountability. And if you don't have any other time today to get your power hour in, 8:30, we're going to be here. Cool. All right, guys, it was great to see you. Have a fantastic day.
We
And
have a sneak peek tomorrow?
What?
When's the next sneak peek?
Oh, Sherry, you're killing me. I'm like, gotta look at my calendar because I don't even know. I've been in Mexico and my family's been here, so I gotta actually check.
I don't think that we have one scheduled.
I think the beginning of next month. So you guys don't ever let that hold you back. I do them every other week. But if there's a week that there is not one, I don't make it sound like that. I'm like, you gotta join my sneak peek. I'm gonna tag you in this live video that we did for Mexico, or this live video that my team did for Mexico. Check it out. I'm gonna get in touch with you. Let's chat afterwards. Hop on the phone with them, right? You don't have to be like, I don't have a sneak peek this week. There's nothing to share with you, right? Get them in that group. They'll see all the content. Don't tag them in every post, but I always just tag them in the video. And then I say, hey, check out this video, and then check out all the other content in the group. Let me know if you have any questions, and let's schedule time to chat. Okay?
And you don't take them down until the next one is scheduled, right?
Right. And I will probably leave that Mexico one up forever because it's just a different type. It was our best one yet, I feel like, because we just really, really, had that energy together. So I'll probably leave that one up, and then we'll do other live videos, but that will always be there for you guys to tag people in. Okay? Cool. All right, you guys, get out there, crush some fears, be confident in yourself as a leader, be confident of your inviting skills. You guys got this. Okay? All right, bye guys. Have a great day. That's horrible.